Sawubona, you creative visionary. Igama lam, uThembi Telezi, Queen Bringer of Good Hope. She's back. We continue. Episode 14, Legacy and Connection. As Alex turns his car into the familiar driveway, a rare early end to his workday brings him home to an unexpected scene. The golden glow of the evening sun filtering through the windows, casting a warm welcome. His heart swells with a mix of nostalgia and excitement. It's been years since he's been home in time to join his family for dinner. Stepping inside, he pauses to savor the sound and smell of domestic life that he's missed too often. Stepping inside, he pauses to savor the sounds and smells of domestic life that he's missed too often. Laughter echoing from the living room, the clatter of utensils, and the aroma of cooking that reminds him of his childhood, before the shadows of loss had dimmed the light of family gatherings. These moments had become sparse after his father's descent into grief had cast a shadow over their family life following his grandfather's death. Tonight, Alex's early arrival marks a joyful disruption to the routine. His presence at the table surprises and delights his children and wife. Their reactions, a mixture of surprise and delight, fill Alex with a profound sense of purpose. He realizes how much of these simple pleasures he has sacrificed to the demands of his work. As his family gathers around the table, Alex is transported back to his own childhood, to dinners filled with lively conversations and the confronting presence of his grandfather. He remembers how those gatherings had anchored him, a reminder of what he had lost, but now seeks to rebuild. This profound connection ignites a cascade of introspection in Alex. As he savors each bite, he recognizes the profound joy each simple act of sharing brings. So different from the solitary, rushed meals he had grown used to. The practice of mindful eating, a discipline Queen had introduced during his retreat, transforms his experience of dinner. He is acutely aware of the flavors, the textures, and the warmth of the food, each mouthful a reminder to be fully present. As they pass dishes around the table, Alex doesn't just participate in the meal. He shares pieces of himself, his insights, his revelations, and his hopes. He speaks openly about his time away, delving into the powerful emotions and the deep transformations on mortality and legacy that reshape his view of life. His candor invites his family into a part of his world that has been closed off, bridging distances that had been silently growing between them. Alex guides his family through the concept of mindful eating. He explains how focusing on the present moment and appreciating the sensory experiences of eating can transform mundane activities into sources of joy and connection. Notice the taste, the smell, the textures he encourages. And think about how this food nourishes not just our bodies, but our bond as a family. This dinner becomes more than a routine gathering. It's a pivotal moment, marking Alex's commitment to weaving the threads of mindfulness and presence into the fabric of his daily life. He vows to make such engaged and conscious interactions a regular occurrence, hoping to cultivate a family tradition that values depth and connection. Their warm and encouraging responses reinforce his determination, affirming his belief that true healing and connection start right here, at the heart of his home. Through mindful eating and open sharing, Alex sets a new standard for how they live and interact, promising a future rich with mutual understanding and closeness. After dinner, in the tranquility of his study, Alex finds solace. The room, usually a place of work and solitude, now feels like a sanctuary where he can unpack the day's emotions and revelations. As he settles into his chair, the soft hum of the house, distant sounds of dishes clinking, his wife's gentle movements in the kitchen, and the muted laughter of his children drifting upstairs creates a comforting backdrop in his contemplation. This moment of solitude allows Alex to fully absorb the impact of the evening. He reflects on the smiles, the shared stories, and the sense of closeness that had infused their dinner. It was a stark departure from the many nights spent isolated by his own barriers, a routine disrupted by his recent awakening in the woods. With a deep contemplative breath, Alex considers the conversations he had with his family. He thinks about the way his children's eyes widened with curiosity as he spoke about mindfulness, and how his wife's hand had gently squeezed him in support. These interactions, once so rare, now seem vital for the kind of life he wants to lead. The quiet of the study offers Alex a moment to meditate on the lessons of presence and mindfulness he embraced during his retreat. He realizes the importance of carrying these lessons forward, not just in grand gestures, but in the small everyday interactions. Tonight's dinner had been a practice in his new way of living, being fully present, truly listening, and openly sharing. As he notes down his thoughts and feelings in his journal, a practice encouraged by Queen during their sessions, Alex solidifies his commitment to his new path. The solitude of his study doesn't just offer a break from the world. It provides a crucial space for integration, a place to weave his personal transformations into the fabric of his daily existence. This quiet reflection reinforces his resolve to maintain the balance between his inner growth and his external responsibilities. After journaling and reflections, Alex shifts from the reflective quiet of writing to the deeper stillness of meditation. He settles into his favorite armchair, closes his eyes, and begins to breathe deeply, rhythmically. This new routine, a cornerstone of his mindfulness practice he learned in the woods, has quickly become a sanctuary within his daily life. Each breath helps to dissolve the residual tension from his day's challenges. Each exhale, a release of the doubts that had clouded his afternoon. The meditation isn't just a method for relaxation. It's a transformative tool that brings clarity and peace. As he focuses on his breath, Alex feels the weight of his responsibilities and the remnants of office conflict slowly lift. The clarity that fills his mind in these moments is starkly different from the chaos that used to consume his thoughts before he discovered this practice. In the state of deep calm, Alex hears the soft sound of footsteps approaching. He senses the presence of his wife at the doorway, but remains enveloped in his meditation. Instead of the irritation that might have risen in the past when interrupted, Alex feels a serene welcome for her presence. It's a testament to how much he had changed, how deeply the retreat had reshaped his reactions and interactions. His wife stands at the door, a cup of tea in hand, watching Alex with a mixture of curiosity and admiration. She notices the tranquility that seemed to envelop him, a peaceful aura that wasn't there before. Respectful of his new routine, she quietly observes, her heart swelling with love and a newfound respect for the man who is finding his way back to peace. After a few moments, sensing the right time to break his meditation, Alex opens his eyes and smiles warmly at her. His gaze is gentle, inviting, far from the distant and often preoccupied look of the past. "Come in, darling," he says softly, his voice steady and calm. "Join me." His wife enters, settling the tea down on a nearby table. She sits across from him, drawn into the quiet energy of the room. Alex explains how these moments of meditation help him gather his thoughts and emotions, how they bring him a sense of balance and peace, and how he wants to share with her and the rest of the family how to meditate. This quiet time, Alex shares, is not just about disconnecting from the world. It's about reconnecting with what's truly important. He reaches out his hand to her, symbolizing his invitation, not just into the room, but into the journey he's embarking upon. A journey he hopes they can take together, exploring the depths of their lives and strengthening their bonds through shared understanding and serenity. In the serene ambiance of the study, with the subtle scent of tea in the air, Alex turns towards his wife, his eyes reflecting the deep changes he has undergone. He takes a moment to gather his thoughts, aware that what he's about to propose might reshape their future together. "Darling, during my time in the woods," Alex begins, his voice soft yet filled with a conviction, that comes from his transformative experiences. I realized how much of our lives we spend caught up in the day-to-day without really connecting with what truly matters. The legacy we leave behind, not just in terms of wealth or accomplishments, but in the values we impart and the memories we create. He pauses, ensuring his words resonate with her, seeing her attentive gaze, encouraging him to continue. I've been thinking a lot about us, about our family, and how we live our lives. I want us to embark on this journey together, to explore who we are, who we want to be as a family. Alex's proposal is not about him or her, but about weaving a tighter, more intentional bond with their family. I would love for you to join me on this process of self-discovery. Maybe even make it a tradition, a way for us to understand ourselves and each other on a deeper level. He shares the idea of writing his obituary, not as a morbid experience, but as a profound way to reflect on what they want to achieve and how they want to be remembered. It's about setting intentions, about living each day with the end in mind so that we truly make the most of our time together. His wife listens, moved by the sincerity and depth of his reflections. The concept of crafting a family legacy through self-discovery is new to her, stirring a mix of excitement and apprehension. The idea of confronting her own mortality and legacy, while daunting, also opens a door to a level of intimacy and understanding they haven't yet explored together. Alex reaches across the small space between them, taking her hand in his. I know it sounds intense, and maybe it is, but I think it could be incredibly rewarding for us, for our children, to know that we didn't just let life happen to us, but that we crafted it consciously and lovingly. His invitation is heartfelt, an offer to join him in not just planning for the future, but in deeply understanding and living their present. It's an invitation to a journey not just of individual reflection, but of collective growth and bonding, an opportunity to shape a legacy that resonates with the values they cherish and wish to pass on. As Alex's words settle in the air, his wife's face reflects a mixture of emotions. Her excitement about joining him on this transformative journey blends with visible hesitation. She takes a deep breath, gathering the courage to voice the fears stirring up by the proposal. You know, when you talk about legacy and facing our mortality, love, it scares me, she begins, her voice tinged with vulnerability that she rarely shows. Her hands tremble slightly, revealing the intensity of her emotions. The thought of writing an obituary, of contemplating the end, it makes me think of leaving our children too soon. What if I'm not here to see them grow up? Her words hang heavily between them, a raw and poignant fear that echoes in the quiet of his study. Alex reaches out. His touch gentle, aiming to provide comfort. I understand that fear, my love, he responds softly, acknowledging the weight of her apprehension. It's terrifying to think about, she continues, her eyes searching for his reassurance. I see how this retreat has changed you, how it's brought you peace, but I'm afraid of what I might discover about myself. Afraid of what facing these deep fears might bring up. Alex listens, his heart aching with empathy as he realizes the depth of the struggles she faces. A struggle that mirrors the emotional journey he has begun to navigate. It's not about confronting the end, he reassures her, squeezing her hand gently. It's about understanding how deeply we can live, how much we can cherish each moment we have together. Her eyes well up in tears, a mix of fear and budding determination. I want to be brave like you, my love, she whispers, her voice breaking. I want to face these fears, not just for myself, but for our children, for our family. I don't want to leave behind just memories. I want to leave a legacy of strength and love. In this moment, their connection deepens, bound by the shared vulnerability and the daunting yet hopeful path they contemplate walking together. Alex's proposal, while challenging, has opened a door to a level of emotional intensity and mutual support that promises to transform not just their individual selves, but their collective family life, paving the way for a legacy built on courage, understanding, and profound connection. With the warmth of Alex's support enveloping her, she feels a surge of courage ripple through her. She takes a deep breath, the air filling her with a newfound strength as she contemplates her next words carefully. What if, she starts, her voice steadier than before. I start with a smaller step. Maybe I could organize a retreat for myself and a few close girlfriends. Her suggestion hangs in the air, a testament to her willingness to venture out of her comfort zone, while still holding on to the familiar lifeline. Alex's face lights up with encouragement, his eyes reflecting his pride and support. It's a perfect way to ease into this journey, my love, surrounded by friends who care about you, and you can all support each other. She nods, visibly relieved and energized by the idea. Yes, I think it will help me open up in a space that feels safe and loving. We all share similar fears as women, and together, maybe we can start to unpack them. Her mind races with the possibilities, imagining the serene settings, the heartfelt conversations, and the shared moments of discovery and healing. Alex leans in, his voice soft but firm. And it's not just about facing the fears, my love. It's about transforming them together. You'll see how shared strength can make you all stronger. He pauses, letting his words sink in. And when you're ready, we can think about a family retreat where we can all learn and grow from these experiences. Excitement tingles in her eyes as she visualizes the retreat. Her friends gathered around, each taking steps towards their inner truths, just as Alex had done. The idea of bonding over shared vulnerabilities and collective strengths appeals to her deeply. "I'll call them tonight," she declares, a smile breaking over her face. "I think they'll love the idea." This plan, simple yet profound, feels like the right first step for her. It offers a gentle introduction to the introspective process that Alex had embraced, providing her with a pathway to approach her deeper fears incrementally. This supportive proposal, rooted in camaraderie and understanding, promises not only personal growth, but also a deeper connection with the woman closer to her, reinforcing the notion that together they can face anything. In the quiet sanctuary of the study, illumined by the soft glow of the desk lamp, Alex and his wife sit side by side, a notebook open between them, filled with ideas and possibilities. They lean into a deep discussion about the specifics of her retreat, each suggestion building upon the last, crafting a vision that could mark a turning point for her and, by extension, their entire family. Alex listens intently as his wife outlines what she envisions: a weekend of guided meditations, workshops on emotional resilience, and sessions on legacy writing. Each activity is chosen for its potential to foster deep personal insights and communal support among her friends who, like her, may be wrestling with their own vulnerabilities. "As we plan this," she says, turning towards him with a mix of determination and gratitude, "I think about how this could lay the groundwork for us too. If I can navigate through my fears with my friends, I'll be better prepared to face them with our family. This could just be the beginning, Alex." Alex nods, his expression one of unwavering support. "I love that idea, my love," he responds warmly. "It's like you're setting the stage for all of us to open up more. And don't worry about the kids. I got them. They'll be fine with me while you take this time for yourself. It's important." They discuss the logistics, from selecting the right location, one that could offer serenity and comfort. Alex suggests places he learned about during his own retreat, mentioning the peaceful surroundings and the profound impact the environment had on his own healing process. "This isn't just another weekend getaway," Alex adds, his voice soft but filled with passion. "It's a chance to reconnect with yourself and bring back something transformative. I saw it in myself, how a few days changed so much. I want that for you too, my love." His wife reaches across the table, squeezing his hand, a silent acknowledgement of his support and love. "And when I come back," she muses, a spark of excitement in her voice, "we can start planning our family retreat. Imagine what we could all discover together." They spend the next hour mapping out the retreat, each detail carefully considered to ensure it provides a nurturing and enlightening experience. With Alex's encouragement, his wife feels a growing sense of empowerment, a feeling that she too can embark on this journey of self-discovery and emerge with insights that could enrich not just her life, but the lives of everyone she holds dear. Final resolutions and new beginnings. Alex hands his wife, Queen Bringer of Good Hope's, contact information, symbolizing his trust and endorsement of the process that changed him. They agree to discuss further after she has spoken to Queen, setting the stage for a new chapter in their life. Will this new journey strengthen their bond and help them overcome their deepest fears together? Tune in to the next season of Whispers of Wisdom, where personal transformation lead to family revolutions. Thank you so much for joining me on season 1, 14 episodes of Whispers of Wisdom. I have thoroughly enjoyed writing. I've thoroughly enjoyed reading out loud. I haven't read out loud in a while. I usually read out loud for my husband. I read out loud for him. But I haven't read out loud for him because I've been reading out loud here and I'm so happy, like so grateful. Thank you so much for listening. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for being here and witnessing my gift come to life. I've watched myself transition from the first episode to the 14th episode, and I'm like, wow, how much I've grown. And as we have watched Alex grow through these 14 episodes, I have witnessed the growth in myself. And I hope you've witnessed the growth in yourself. And if you're just watching episode 14 and you're just starting on episode 14 and you haven't watched episode 1, I encourage you to go back to episode 1 and actually witness and experience the growth within yourself. So what we did was initiate the masculine in ourselves. We all have a masculine and a feminine side. And it is imperative for whether you're a man or a woman to initiate both aspects of your consciousness. So in season number 2, we're going to discover and explore Alex's wife's journey. She is a Myanmar. She is feisty. She is adventurous. She is a businesswoman. And she is quite feisty. She is real feisty. I'm really excited to introduce Alex's wife. Oh, she is exciting. This is a very interesting couple. Alex is Caucasian. He has a Mexican wife. And she just brings a whole bunch of culture into the home, excitement, laughter, and parties. Oh, she loves parties. That's why she wants to be with her girlfriends as she explores the idea of legacy in her life. So it's going to be really exciting to introduce Alex's wife. She is quite a character. Truly, she is quite a character. So please, if you haven't watched episode 1 and you haven't gone through the whole series, please go through the whole series. There is true transformation in this series. A lot of questions to ask yourself, a lot of insights to have, a lot of reflections and introspections. Legacy is scary because it means you have got to die to ideas that no longer serve you. You have got to have boundaries with people who bring nothing but drama into your life, who are mindless and ignorant. You've just got to let them go so that you can stand in your authority, stand in your power, and say, this is what I want to be remembered for. This is the life I want to lead. And it's a process of reverse engineering where you start at the end and you say, to get to the end, I must live like this. These are my morals. These are my values that are going to lead me to this place. And anybody and anything and any whatever that does not align with whom I want to be at the very end, because I am writing my obituary, right? You are writing your own obituary. Any person, anything, any experience that does not align with this obituary, no, must go. Boundaries, goodbye, God bless. So it's going to be really interesting to explore Alex's experiences with Tom. Oh, we're going to get into that because Tom is quite an interesting character. Tom has a lot of wounds from childhood. His parents never loved him. His parents gave him up for adoption. So he's got a lot of wounds. And so he's very resistant to anything that resembles change because he had to change a lot, moving from foster home to foster home, foster home to foster home. And just really, I feel that he was living a very abusive childhood in Australia. So as you can see, Whispers of Wisdom has characters from all across the world. Because when you're working in a global environment, where even in America has people from all over the world, Australians, Austrians, Germans, Swiss, South Africans, Mexicanos, people from all over the world. We are living in a global economy now. So to just focus it on Americans or on Chinese or Australians or Austrians or Swiss people or Thai people, it's so limiting, right? Or Indian people, it's just so limiting. It's more interesting when we can bring in all of these different characters from all over the world with all of their traumas, all of their backstories, all of their divorces and their deaths. And the story gets really interesting. It gets salacious. You want to stay tuned for season 2. We're going to explore Alex's wife's life, her journey through business, her journey through marriage, her journey through friendships, her journey through family. Yeah. So thank you so much for joining me. I'm so thankful that you were here. If you've gone through this process, there are a lot of questions you've asked yourself. There is a lot of like, wow, I didn't know this about myself. So I'm going to spend 2 days just doing integration, where I can help you integrate grief and loss. So we're going to integrate these 2 emotions, grief, loss. Very heavy, very, very heavy, especially after the pandemic. Everybody has experienced some kind of loss. Didn't I tell you I'm the mother of this movement? Yes, I told you I'm the mother of this movement. I know what's up. Everybody has lost something, whether you've lost your job, whether you've lost a loved one to death, or families splitting up, or whatever, political party. You no longer belong to this political party. Now you belong to this political party. You've lost a friend. Everybody on planet Earth has experienced loss. So I told you I'm the mother of this. So now I tell you I'm just so damn smart. Some people have gone through divorces. They've lost everything. I've got to talk about this. I meet a lot of men in Thailand, especially. Thailand is like a place kind of where people come to retire. And I meet a lot of men who come here with money and stuff. And I am not going to say that it's because they marry into the culture or something. I think sometimes men come here with strange ideas of that they're going to find somebody who's going to mother them. I must stick up for the Thai woman because they are very mothering and very loving. But sometimes, the relationships don't work out. And that's okay that the relationships don't work out. So, but when I meet the men, European men specifically, they are so shattered, so shattered. They have lost everything. Truly, they have lost everything. They've built homes, they've all sorts of these things, and they lose everything. And you can see the sadness in their eyes. They just demoralized. This is where the drinking starts, and this is where the unaliving of themselves starts. They are suicidal. Sometimes I'm asking, what happened to so-and-so? Oh, he's dead. I said, oh my goodness. I have to speak about these things because it's happening all over the world. But because I live in a country where it's like there's this sense of possibility, which I love, the sense of possibility here. The sense of adventure, the sense of the mothering, just the love of the Thai people is out of this world amazing. But I've seen a lot of these men when they are traumatized, when they've lost everything. I say, yeah, my goodness, what happened? So I felt that it was really important. I was in Bangkok the other time, and I was talking to a guy, and he was just, I said, my God, this guy is real suicidal. He was really suicidal. And I was like, oh, yeah, I'm onto something. So, I mean, the pandemic really helped us either get to our values and solidify our values and our morals and say, I will not engage with people like this. I refuse to be around this and this, or it just sank you. For me, I'm so grateful that just spending time alone in Vegas during the pandemic solidified what I will and will not tolerate. And when I moved to Asia, I still had the integrity within and the morals already within. And I knew first thing moving to Asia, I needed to go to the temple and continue my spiritual growth. So that was really very, very wise of me, if I might just say so myself. Very wise of me. And I'm grateful for having boundaries. And I'm grateful that I didn't have to go bankrupt to experience some of the lessons and the wisdom that a lot of people have had to learn. Oh my goodness, I'm so grateful. Yes, I had to go through a few hiccups, but some people are just completely wiped out. And I met quite a few of these people, and I'm just like, this one's suicidal. Honestly, this one's they're about to check out. So yeah, the pandemic did a number on all of us. Truly, it did a number on all of us. So I told you I'm the mother of this. Truly, I'm the mother of this. Yes. We don't like loss. We don't like death. We don't know how to grieve as humans. We don't. So we're going to continue talking about death because death is my thing. I am the death queen. When I arrive, we're going to talk about death. Whether you like it or not, death. Because we're all going to die. Whether you like it or not, whether you're a beggar or a billionaire, death is the only truth. But it is not even truth. It's an illusion. I don't die, but maybe you die. I'm immortal. How about you? I don't die. I'm immortal. So, there you go. Thank you so much for joining me. Thank you so much for joining me for the debrief. Yeah, we'll have integration session on loss and grief. And we'll just talk through the episodes. And then we will get back to season number 2. Where we explore Alex's wife's journey. Thank you so much for joining me on this. I am growing. I am happy. I am using my work to get into places I never thought possible. Never. Like the people I'm talking to now about these sorts of topics, I'm just like, wow, 10 years ago, I never thought I could talk to people like this. I'm like, this is amazing. The opportunities now are just like wide open because I am in my purpose. And I truly encourage everyone to find their purpose. Find your purpose. Everything else opens up after that. Stop copy pasting. Find your purpose. Find your purpose. When you find your purpose, you don't need to copy anybody. You don't need to be envious of anybody. You don't need to hate anybody. You don't need to steal from anybody. People commit international crimes. They become murderers, wanting to murder their own siblings because they have no purpose. This is dangerous. So, yeah. Anyway, the story gets even more intriguing and more exciting. Whew, let's see if people end up in prison. Thank you so much for joining me. I'll see you in the next series. Bye for now. Thank you so much for joining me. I'll see you in the next series. Bye for now.